Welcome to today's feature, and we are going to be focusing on rabbit farming. Now you see, rabbit farming is a very lucrative business because with rabbits, every single part of it has a use. I mean, with the skin, you can get leather. With the fur, it can be used in cloth manufacturing. The urine is used as a pest control and also a fertilizer. And the waste is also used as manure. The meat is a delicacy, and the bones of a rabbit are used to make livestock animal feeds. Now we are going to be talking to a farmer who will be telling us so much more when it comes to rabbit farming, and also which breed this is, because trust me, it is so big and so heavy. So come along with me, let us meet our farmer of the day that will be shedding so much light when it comes to rabbit farming. Hi Joyce, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
First of all, huyu ni mtoto mzima.
This is a mature rabbit.
So heavy.
Yes.
Which breed is this?
We do giant rabbits, and this is a Flemish giant.
All right.
Yes.
How long does it take to get it to this size?
Between 5 to 7 months.
So we are going to put it aside,
yes,
and then we talk more about rabbit farming. Sindo?
Yes.
Why rabbit farming?
Rabbit farming is a unique farming. It's very easy to manage, and also when we look at the nutrition value of the bioproduct from the rabbit, like we have urine, we have rabbit meat, which we know is very rich in protein, and also it have an anti-inflammatory agent. When you use the rabbit meat, when you have swelling legs or something, it cures.
Did you require to have a lot of money? And you can give us a rough estimate of what the capital was looking like when you started rabbit farming.
You can start as little as you can. If you want to start with the 2 bunnies, if you want to start with the 2 mothers or 1 mother and a back, maybe constructing a small house, which maybe will cost like 3,000 or 5,000. And then from there, maybe the breed will go like 10,000. So if you have like 40,000 or 30,000, you're good to go.
You're good to start. Tell us more about the different breeds. Na ni nini hasa wewe ilikufanya ukaendea hii giant breed?
There's something that we look on, the breed. Because when you want to do animal farming, you must look at the breed that you want to start with. Lazima wakuwe ni breed mzuri, yenye itakupatia mazao mazuri, so that you can go into the business now. And that is why nikaona there is need ya kulea the giant rabbits. Because when you look at many farmers, wana hate ukulima wa rabbit, because analea sungura wa local sungura. For 1 year, inampatia 1 kg. But for the giant rabbit, it will give you allowed 4 to 6 kg in a span of 5 to 6 months. The other thing is that the giant rabbit does not feed much. Also, it adds weight very fast. They are resistant to diseases. And also, when it comes now to production, they produce very, very, very fast, very much, because they give up to 8 to 12 bunnies. The gestation period of a rabbit is 21 days. So if you want to have 1,000 rabbits, you just need to have 100 females. They give you 10 bunnies in a span of 21 days. Having 10 rabbits, you have 100 bunnies.
And how many times in a year can they give birth?
5 times in a year. The gestation period is 21 days. You win the bunnies at 2.5 months. You get it back to them.
Right.
You can see the bunnies. These are for 1 mother. All these. All of these.
Ni nini unafaa kuzingatia kuhakikisha you're giving them a good conducive space for them to survive?
Now when you look at my cages, you separate all the rabbits. You give them a rabbit a 1 house, a rabbit a 1 house. You have to know how to tap the urine so that the house will not be so stuffy. Also, how to remove the droppings. Also, when it comes now to vitamin D, remember these wanyama wako zero grazed. So you have to do a good roofing. You put those mabati za mwangasa to supply the vitamin D to the animal. Also to make the house very warm. You have to give them a good ventilation so that the air is coming in and it's going out. And then there is another thing about the feeders. Rabbit takes water, it takes pellet or something else we're going to give it. So you need good feeders for them to ensure that they are drinking water smoothly. Also they are taking enough feeds. Yes.
Now please advise us on how you yourself, you're tapping the urine, which you're also using as fertilizer, and also how you're clearing the waste, because you also have to maintain high standards.
When you look at this place, it is very clean. We do wipe every day in the morning. Even when you look at the house itself, every day in the morning we have to swipe. Then from there, we have to disinfect with the water to make sure that there is no mites or something that can harm the rabbit. Also, this is how we tap the urine from the rabbit, and now we use it as fertilizer in the shamba. Then there's another important thing, nesting boxes for our bunnies. You can see.
What is the importance of laying the grass down here?
It is just to make sure they are comfortable, and it is warm.
What other substitute can someone use?
Green matters or dry matters. When you are constructing a rabbit pen, it's also good to separate the chickens from the rabbit, because also the mites from the chicken might come to the rabbit, of which I believe those are the common challenges that many farmers of rabbit have been facing. Also, to prevent that, it's good also to use the biosecurity measures, that is to do thorough fumigation and also do some injections to the rabbits as a treatment. When you identify something like a vidoda kwa mdomo, you have to inject all the rabbits with antibiotics.
How often do you do fumigation?
Twice a week. Also in biosecurity measures, you have seen the security where we wash the legs, where we wash the vehicles, to ensure that there is no even bacteria that are coming around from outside.
When we are doing the injections, do you do them yourself as a farmer, or now this is where you engage a vet?
We engage the experts, but also I have gone into an extent of doing myself.
So did you get any kind of training for that?
You have to get some trainings to identify the diseases and the treatments. When you have an animal farm, at least you have to get some information. You have to go and learn somewhere so that you can also understand. Because even identifying a disease, it needs also somebody who have that knowledge.
What do we feed our rabbits to make sure that they are healthy and also give us optimum production?
We feed rabbits pellet, but of course we know that feed have gone into a high cost. So we are looking for alternative ways of feeding, like a solar plant, and also those plants that are very rich in protein, including the fines, the sorghum. They're so good for rabbit because they're all rich in proteins. So rabbit can feed all those, but you cannot feed it directly from the shamba. You have to make it dry somehow, like 2 days at the shade, so that now you can feed. For those people who have pellet machines, you can do even a sorghum pellet through your in the home, so that to ensure that there is no high cost of feeding them.
And how often do they feed in a day? Hapa naona kuna pellets, ndio?
Yes.
Unaweka mara ngapi kwa siku?
Just once, because a mature rabbit takes allowed 150 grams in a day.
Kwa ule mkulima ambaye kweli changamoto iko kwa pesa, so affording the pellets, and also they do not have the option of azolla like you have, and maybe sorghum, or other feeds can they include to make sure that they feed their rabbits well?
A rabbit also take green matters like weeds, there's blackjack, but even spinach and skuma, but make sure that you don't give them direct from the shamba. You just dry, because when you talk about green matters now, it's all about, it's more of water and nutrients. It's something to supplement them, like vitamins, water and vitamins actually. So when you give your rabbit the green matters, you're not feeding it. You're just giving it a supplement. And that is why we look for intervention of things like Lucerne, like Desmodium, Caryadra. And then there is another plant, which are medicinal plants in our animals, because we also ensure we are doing it organic. So there is like the blackjack, there is nettle, there is rosemary, thyme. All those are medicinal plants for our animals. When you feed your animal with those natural antibiotics, now you're good to go.
Is it also important to deworm?
Yeah, it's very important. After every 3 months, you have to deworm your rabbit. We do using like chicken deworming medicine, we use like those ones. But also when you follow the natural antibiotics, it's even better.
What do you do to make sure that you're able to still contain the growing number, so that basically they're just too crowded and you're not able to give them optimum space?
Now that is the time when we go to the market, because remember you are breeding this to ensure that maybe you can give them to the farmers so that they can get the big breeds. So when you see that you are already coming to win your rabbits, now you start marketing them.
How is the market looking like, and where is the market?
The market is very wide. Like starting with yourself, in your area, do you have a rabbit slaughterhouse? I have done my investigation. They are recent. That tells you something. To identify that I have rabbit, it have taken you time from Nairobi to here. And we need to sensitize our local people so they can know we are doing rabbit. And when you do rabbit, we are taking them there. Look at the butcheries we have for rabbit. Maybe one in Nairobi, one in Ukombari. So I think there is a very big gap between the market and the farmers.
What do you think can be done to be able to reduce that gap?
If we can get some people who are doing those rabbit butcheries, so somewhere even a farmer can know, if I have my 10 rabbits, I can take to the hotel.
Cost estimate, like for the breed we were holding, which is the
biggest, the giant.
How much is it going for in the market right now, roughly?
5,000 to 6,000 a piece.
Inachukua muda gani for it to get to that size?
6 to 7 months.
Talk to that young person back at home who is wondering,
Yeah.
should I get into rabbit business? Is it lucrative?
Yeah, rabbit business is a good business. It pays, and managing it is very easy. They don't have many diseases, so that we can say that you'll face the challenge. But ile kitu ningependa kuwabia, let's venture into this. Wacha tuwache kuogopa. Agriculture is an agribusiness now, whereby tunaweka kitu kwa mfuko, na tunakuwa tumekula, tumeshiba, tumejitreat, tumepona. Yeah, so if you're there, you want to venture into a rabbit farming, ingia ndani, wacha uoga. Ukiwa na pesa yako kidogo, 20,000, 10,000, you are good to go. Start small. Hata mkulima wa sungura moja, he's still a farmer. Kwa sababu kesho itakuwa imezaa iko na 5 ama 10. Kwa hivyo piga hatua na hiyo kidogo uko nayo, wacha kuogopa. We are here, we can guide you, we can hold your hand, and this business is paying, guys.
Now maybe we can do our tour and just look at the different compartments we have here and the breeds inside here. We can start with here.
We have chinchilla.
How do you differentiate chinchilla from the fur, the one we held at the very beginning?
As if andani color, because the other one is brown, this is gray. There is American chinchilla and local chinchilla.
So which one is this?
This is American chinchilla.
And the local chinchilla, how does it look like?
Inakaa kama white iko hapa juu. And then we have the cinnamon. Huyu anakuanga kama cinnamon, anakaa kama fuko. Huyu anaitwa cinnamon.
Huyu ako na miezi ngapi?
Huyu ako 4 months. Flemish tulikuwa tumemuona. Kuna huyu.
Which one is this?
Huyu ni Kenya Black.
Huyu ako na miezi ngapi?
9 months. We have the checkered. This is a checkered giant. These are very beautiful.
And they're so clean.
We are 7 months. Yes.
Ready also to be sold as a breed in the market.
Of course, yeah.
All right, thank you so very much, Joyce, for allowing us to come to your farm and teaching us so much about rabbit farming.
Yes.
Na kazi nzuri sana unafanya. These breeds are amazing. I never even knew they existed, and I believe our viewers back at home have also been educated as well.
Yes.
Good job. There you've had it. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to Joyce, who is a rabbit farmer, and she's specializing in the breeds of rabbit. You could do it for meat. You could also do it for breeds like she is. And the best part of this conversation was the fact that she motivated us by telling us you don't need to start with so much. Even just 20,000, 30,000, you can begin your journey as